7i. Now remember, when we're doing this, we treat I like a variable. Can you add a term that has I with a term that doesn't?
No.
No, so you're done. That's your answer.
How is it a plus or minus 7i? Because if it's a positive 7.
Because anytime you take the square root of both sides on an equation, you're looking for all possibilities that will make this happen. And so the positive form and the negative form. Because watch. Let's go back to this. This very simple one. Okay, it's following this concept. I want to know what are all the x's that satisfy this.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but if it's a negative, how does a positive 7 times a positive 7?
You're not solving for the solution of square root of negative 49. Okay, this is not just simplifying. We're looking for all answers that make this happen. Okay, we're not just simplifying. I don't know how else to explain that. All right, now completing the square is used or can be used when you cannot factor. See, up until now we've said set the thing equal to 0 and factor the trinomial. Well, we're going to start seeing that we can't factor the trinomial. We can't come up with the numbers that multiply to do this and add to do that. So we need an alternative method, and this is one of them. Okay, you can write this down, but listen before you start writing. I think I went too far. Yes. Okay, what we are trying to do is we are trying to create a perfect square trinomial. And this is an example of a perfect square trinomial, and I'll show you why in a minute. But write down this example, and then we'll go through seeing how it all works and how it all flows. Hurley, are you taking notes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I walked over there, I'd see notes?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that trinomial, x squared plus 6x plus 9, is this right here. Now, I want you to concentrate on this because this is the whole process of completing the square. When I take the middle term and I take half of it, which is 3, 3 squared is this last term. And that's how you complete the square. That's how you're always going to complete the square. You're going to take the middle term, divide it by 2, and square it. Okay? Now, I'm showing you how this all flows together. Now, when I factor this perfect square trinomial, let's do that up here so that you can see how I got what I got. We know that x times x gives us x squared. What are factors of 9 that add up to 6? 3 and 3. And because it's a plus 6, they're both what? Plus. And if you multiply the same thing times itself, can't you say it's x plus 3 squared? Okay. So the reason we're trying to do this is because, remember, our ultimate goal was to have this on the left-hand side of the equation. All right? So let's look at another example and see how we come up with that. X squared minus 4x plus 4 is another perfect square trinomial. Because when I take this middle term and divide it by 2 and square it, don't I get the 4? Because 2 squared is 4 and 2 times 2 is 4. Now when I factor this, we know that x times x gives us x. We need factors of 4 that add up to 4, which are 2 and 2. But because they're adding up to negative 4, what does that mean? They're both negative. And if those two things are multiplied by themselves, can't I just say x minus 2 squared? which is our ultimate goal to be able to solve the problem. All right? Yes?
Wait, how do you get that? Like, why do you have to do the middle thing?
You don't have to do the middle, well, you will have to do the middle thing, but I'm trying to show you how it all goes together, okay? We are going to be given this, and we're going to have to figure out what needs to be added so that I can come down to this step right here. The way this term is found is by taking the middle one, dividing by 2, and squaring, okay? One more example, I think that's it, and then we're going to actually start like looking at it. X squared plus, what's the, it's already there. Just look at the two numbers. It's through my hand, but anyway. What squares and gives you 16? When you double it, you get 8.
2 positive
4. X plus 4 squared. That's a perfect square trinomial, okay? Like I said, we would be given this and have to figure out what to add to make it a perfect square trinomial. Because we're trying to make it do what we want it to do. Like I try to make you do what I want you to do, but it just doesn't work sometimes. Okay. All right, that's enough. This one, 5. 5 squared, 5 times 2. But notice this time it's x minus 5. Why is it minus? Okay. Because of that right there. Get that down real quick. These are just examples so that you can go back and look at them and follow through. All right, now, this is why we need to be able to recognize a perfect square trinomial. On homework tonight, you're going to be solving these equations. All right, if you look at x squared plus 14x plus 49, is that a perfect square trinomial?
Yes.
What's the number? 7. This trinomial factors down to x plus 7 squared, and that's equal to 9. I haven't added anything to the equation. I haven't changed the equation. I've just stated it differently. Okay? Well, isn't this what we started out saying this was our ultimate goal? Because now we're at a point where we can find x by doing what? Taking the square root of both sides. I have x plus 7 is equal to plus or minus 3. Then I subtract 7. And if I can put those numbers together because they're alike, then I do it. So what are your possible x's here? Blake, go Trope.
Yeah, x equals -4 and -10.
-4 and -10. Very good. Okay? Tonight, the perfect square trinomial will already be there for you. Okay? Tomorrow, we're going to start creating it. So right now, let's look at a few examples where it's already there. All we have to do is factor it down.
He created the thing that you showed us before.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Who have I not picked on yet? Luke. What does x squared minus 10x plus 25 factor to?
X minus 5 squared.
Very good. All right, I want all of you to solve that problem quickly. Nick Wagasback, what did you get?
12 -2.
12 and -2. Let's see. Take the square root of both sides. X minus 5 equals plus or minus 7. Add 5. 5 plus 7 is 12. 5 minus 7 is -2. Very good. That's what you all should have gotten. Are there any questions on this? Okay. Do this one real quick by yourself.